Do you know what makes nightmares so scary? The reason nightmare clenches your stomach and makes you sweat. Why they stay with you, even after you wake up. It's because in a nightmare, you're completely alone. No matter what happens, whatever you face, however strange or familiar, in a nightmare, you face it by yourself.
The story starts with a kid by the name of Peter Quincy, who, as was shown, suffers from crippling nightmares on a daily basis. Looks like this is a job for...
Pew pew!
The merc with a mouth?
Wait, are you recording this? Please only get my good side. And if this goes on YouTube, please make it clear that I will sell out for sponsorships.
Mr. Pool?
What?
Disrupting his very important duty, the mailman wants to hand Deadpool a letter, which is sent by none other than the kid, wanting him to come to dispose of his nightmares in exchange for his allowance money. And before he can give him more mail, Deadpool steals his transport truck to get on with his new mission.
Special delivery!
Yes, I hear the bell too, General Custard. I'm coming.
Come on. Ask me what's in the box. Come on! It's from 1997's premiere, Gwyneth Paltrow with her head in a box thriller.
I was born in 2002.
And you're a parent?
No,
Is she here?
The kid burst down the stairs, but was definitely not expecting Deadpool.
I mean, props for teaching him gender is fluid, lady, but
We're going to my room.
were you expecting someone else?
He most definitely was, as he claims to have sent 200 to 300 letters to Squirrel Girl, but none were answered.
But you actually came.
You know squirrels. Terrible with correspondence. Remind me what I'm here to do again?
My nightmares. I need you to kill my nightmares.
You sure you don't just want to ride Wolverine around like a pony for a little while or something?
The kid begs him to take the situation seriously by pointing out how severely this has affected his life. But Deadpool keeps his humor, asking if he tried the warm milk and bedtime story route instead.
Maybe that's something your disconcertingly young mom can help you out with.
Mom? That's my babysitter, Kim. She watches me on weekends.
It is then revealed to us that the kid is being heavily neglected by his parents, as his babysitter watches him on weekends, and a neighbor by the name of Mr. Hewitt takes the rest of the days. This information prompts Deadpool to accept the kid's request, as there is more meat to his story than initially anticipated.
Eat your heart out, Squirrel Girl!
His next stop is breaking into the Sanctum Sanctorum in search of a mystical item, hoping he doesn't get a strange encounter as he does so.
Nope, nada, no help, pass, nothing. Wait a minute. The Amulet of Agamotto. Nothing. What's a motto with you?
Before he could exit stage, however, he was spotted by Yeung, who wasted no time getting into action with quick precision. So quick, in fact, that Deadpool couldn't even explain his poorly worded motive before his head was kicked into one of the glass containers with a shard piercing his skull, causing him to have an interesting vision. As he wakes up, though, he asks Yeung if he ever felt like beheading anyone, much to the man's confusion.
Turns out while I'm wearing this sucker, all I need to do to get to the dream realm is to do exactly what I do best. Die!
And thus his vision of the dream realm became reality.
Is Neil Gaiman going to sue us for this?
The character does indeed resemble the Sandman both in looks and abilities, but seems to be a tad more twisted.
Sounds like someone's bitter that he majored in poetry.
Ah, yes, Mr. Wilson. I know of you and your pitiable mask of irony. Consider this a proper welcome.
As the merc is sent flying, he states the purpose of his visit. But Nightmare would rather like to give him a tour of the place instead, starting with a time where he messed with Marie Antoinette while she was awaiting trial in prison, making her relive the night when her palace was under siege by revolutionaries.
Of course I made a few modifications.
Sounds kinky.
And with that, into another nightmare they go, this time of a man who has murdered boys beyond count. The deity is obviously trying to get a certain reaction from Deadpool, but it is clearly failing when he snaps at his supposed aloofness.
This is my realm, and in my realm, I am all-powerful. And what? You think just because you've made it into my realm with some sort of cheap trinket that you're worthy of challenging me?
Well, I'm pretty sure this trinket is 24K gold.
He once again tries to get back on topic concerning the kid, but Nightmare slides down from his throne to get up close just to spite his request. In fact, since Wade is already here, he might as well mess with him too, and then sends dream demons to attack.
You're really going to go with dream demons and not dreamins? Come on, it's right there! Yow! Fluffy, no!
No! Get him!
Once Slimer's offsprings were dealt with, Deadpool goes back to persisting on what he came to do here, but the butthurt deity continues to be hostile, thinking of showing him his nightmares instead, which we find out to be clowns, cows, and clown cows.
So what do you say we skip the Deadpool fighting the herd of clown cows scene and go straight to brass tacks? Come on, Peter Quincy.
Do mortals find you amusing?
I guess I'm not exactly haha funny. More like New Yorker cartoon funny. So, no, not very funny.
Nightmare then tries to strike a deal with him. He will show him the kid's suffering for the simple exchange of leaving his realm.
Scout's honor.
But he goes on, claiming that he views his abilities as a gift, because although he feeds on mortals' nightmares, he also grants them the gift to wake up from them.
Do not be so quick to kill a nightmare, Wilson. You know not what true terror lies beneath.
I'm sorry, I was distracted by the pony. Can you do that TED Talk again?
Meanwhile, on the mortal plane, the kid begrudgingly rests his head to sleep, while his babysitter goes to explain that she's about to head out to study with friends, and that Mr. Hewitt is going to take watch from here.
Peter, I'm headed out, but Mr. Hewitt is going to watch you.
Back in the dream realm, Deadpool goes with Nightmare to pick out the kid's dreams specifically, as even he confesses he doesn't memorize all of them by heart, given the amount of people who sleep at any given time.
What was the name of this child again?
Just give me a sec here. Peter Quincy, aged 8.
Very well. Peter Quincy, aged 8.
And we finally take a peek into the kid's dream, consisting of a dinner table that is set up in an indoor basketball court, with teeth being the menu of the day, and a guest looking eerily similar to the neighbor, reminding him not to tell anyone about their little games.
Are you going to be a good boy?
No.
Enraged, Deadpool threatens the deity for allowing such a hideous vision to occur to a child, let alone get fueled by it. But Nightmare rather finds the threat amusing and reminds him that he only feeds on their nightmares, and that whatever happens in the mortal plane to cause it is beyond his control.
You were foolish to come all the way here in your mission. You seek to kill a nightmare that was never one of mine.
And with that, Deadpool takes a quick glare at the unlucky culprit before tearing the amulet off, causing him to wake again, and he does so with one purpose, to return to the kid's house in Connecticut.
No hospital, Connecticut!
Okay.
Someone call me an Uber, and don't cheap out and get me a pool.
And just as the creep inches closer to the bedroom,
Heidi-ho, neighborino!
Deadpool bursts in through the window and proceeds to lay it on the guy with a knee kick, dicing a thumb off, and even tying him up before aligning him on top of the stairs to score.
Perfect form! The crowd goes wild!
Deadpool?
With the kid now awake and Chris Hansen's prey in tatters, Deadpool puts a hand on his shoulder to tell him a harsh fact. So harsh that he indeed is very sorry to do so, but there is no choice in the matter.
You owe me $7.